Hello everybody, welcome to the 28th episode of my Direwolf20 119 Modpack series, and this will also probably be the last episode in this series as well before I start the next series going up. So, what are we going to do this episode? I want to work on using the antimatter we have in here and use it to actually create stuff. And to do that, we need to get the antimatter exported out of this exporter right here. And what we want to do is, first, if we go to antimatter, right there. We can see we can make antimatter pellets by putting them into the chemical crystallizer, and with these antimatter pellets, we can create the highest tier things in mechanism. The antiprotonic nucleosynthesizer is used to use the I guess the baseline stuff and turn it into other things as well, which is pretty cool if you ask me. I think the one I like the most in here is probably turning the chicken egg, if we can find that one, the chicken egg into an ender dragon egg. I think that would be a very good use of having one. But to get that, we need to get at least 2 antimatter pellets first. And one antimatter pellet requires 100 millibuckets of antimatter. So I need to get a crystallizer, which I should have already created on up. Yes, I do. We can just pop that guy right there, and we can see our antimatter going into there. I will just pop on a, let's see, a point, which I should have in my backpack right now. And we can pop that on right here. I can just put that right there so it has some power to do some stuff with. However, now all I'm doing is pretty much waiting for antimatter to be created. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I am going to just kind of AFK here until I get enough antimatter, maybe do some other stuff in the meantime. But until then, we'll just be waiting here, and I'll bring you guys back in once we get a bit closer. Alright guys, I may have AFK'd a little bit too hard, because if we come over here, we can see that I actually have 2 pieces of antimatter pellets, and have 100 millibuckets left over. Now, I did AFK pretty much for like 10 or 12 hours. I pretty much put it on before I went to bed, then had it AFK over the night, and that is pretty much why I have, 2 pellets done, and this is already having going to the next one. But that's probably why it's already done there. But with these 2 pellets, what we can do is we can make the crystallizer right here. All we have to do is make ourselves a little bit of a frame. And using this Batman Magema right here, we can, I wonder if we can pipe this guy out somehow. Oh, one we can do, we can put this right here. We can actually, let's move this over just right here for now, just so it gets access to power as well. Looks like it's filling up with power. Dumping in. Wow, we can make it dump fast. Get its power in there, and then what we can do is we can get ourselves first an egg. Mecha doesn't have eggs, I don't think. And get ourselves an egg, which I don't apparently have. Can I make an egg somehow? No, I can't. But I do have eggs back at base, so that should be fine. We can remember that in 1 second. What I can do, I hope, is I can take the dropper here and put antimatter in it. Yes, perfect. And I hope I can click it right there. And that should put the antimatter we have right into there, which is perfect. And now all we have to do is, I have no experience, so let's just get ourselves a little bit going here. This will give us enough experience to go back to base quickly. Now, I do have a little bit of an egg farm going there, so it isn't too bad to get. I just need to go over there and actually grab the eggs. And probably sleep as well, because this is lagging a little bit. Yeah, I think the world's getting pretty old, so it's starting to lag a lot more than it used to at the beginning. I don't know if it's because I don't have everything optimized well, but that's pretty much how it's going. Okay. Let's see if we can get down there and go. Where is it? Right over here is my egg farm. You can see 802 eggs. There's probably a whole bunch of eggs left in there too, to be honest with you. But we only need 1 right now. So let's head back. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it was. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it was 9. So we'll just go back to the space station now. Oops, don't want to edit it. Space station. And now we're back in the space station. We can run back over here. All we should have to do is just pop the egg in there, and it gives us an ender dragon egg. Nice. I probably should have brought more than 1 egg, because we have a whole bunch of this stuff in here. But that was kind of what I wanted to do, guys. I don't really know what else I can. I mean, I guess I could start working on some other things. What I can do with this as well is, if we go over here and click U for UU matter, not UU matter, use for pellets, what we can probably try to do is, I mean, my main problem with going for stuff like this right now, guys, is it's just waiting at this point. It's just a game of waiting. And I don't really want to do that, to be honest with you, because let's say I want to get more of the fissile field nuclear waste, so we can put more nuclear waste into here. I could do that, so we can get, or sorry, I guess turn nuclear waste into polonium faster, then pump it in here. But building those giant reactors will just take more time, honestly, and the amount of time it'll take me will probably be enough time for it to make one or two more pellets, and I don't think I want to do that. So what I may do is just think about some more stuff, and when I think about more stuff that we can do, I can probably bring you guys back in. I do know that I still want to get, if we go back to home, I still really want to get the Terrashatterer to SS tier. So that is probably going to be one of the last things I do with you guys. And I can just, what I'm going to do now is probably just continuously wait here, and maybe I will do a little bit more of antimatter stuff while waiting for this to go on, but I guess we'll end up seeing what's happening. If you're wondering what that down there is a, we come right here quickly and just break this through. Oh, that could have been very bad. That could have broke a 5x5 area. This is a conjuration catalyst. It is effectively used. Where'd go my dirt go? I can just put new dirt down. What the conjuration catalyst effectively does is used to create new things. So, for example, if we take coal out, or like double things, we take some coal out and I throw the coal in there, you can see it doubles my coal. And that's what I was using it for, because I needed more coal. That's essentially it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wait, guys, until I get enough mana to fill that guy up, and hopefully we can get him to S tier, and hopefully I can bring you guys in, or sorry, SS tier. Hopefully I can bring you guys back in before I actually get there, because I want to do the last little bit with you guys there. But until then, I'll just be AFKing here probably and hoping. Looks like the mana is getting cut into here. I'll work on a little bit, guys, so don't worry about it. I'll bring you guys back in once that is almost or at SS tier if I don't make it in time. I thought it would be a pretty good idea while we're waiting for the pickaxe over here to get enough of this charge up that we could just look around the world and see what we've done so far throughout the server. And kind of, or sorry, not the server, the world, and just kind of see what has ended up happening and, you know, kind of what brought us here. So, the first thing we did was start in the little mountain hole over here. This has changed a lot. I pretty much blocked off the wall over here, and we had our original mine cave down there. We had our original power setup right here, but we found out that didn't work, so we had to kind of switch over to something else. Then we started building this house over here. It never really changed. It was my first pretty much attempt to build something kind of nice, and I think it turned out not too bad. I think if I were to build it again, though, I don't know if I'd do the same design because it looks kind of not good, but I think I would switch to something else instead. And here, downstairs, we kind of made all of our machine stuff down here. An entire wall of, well, resources, which I think is still mining too, so we're still going there. Of course, getting all the resources possible. I did build a second reactor because this reactor was just not enough, so I wanted to get a second reactor going on up right there. Then, after that, we started working on some, what was it? The Ars Nouveau. So Ars Nouveau is the second thing we worked right over here. And we don't have our Ars Nouveau armor right now, but wish the room would stop so we can actually have a nice day to show you guys around. But we started working on Ars Nouveau, and we actually did a lot of cool stuff here, and that has changed. Let's see, what is this block called? Blue nether brick? Gotta fix it to make sure. Blue nether brick. Perfect. Nothing ever happened. Okay. We have our automated farm, which I think if I were to change, I would probably do this differently in the future, because I feel like I did this way too late in the game. I should have done this at the beginning, because having all these resources was honestly super nice. Then we had our random block. Then we had our, pretty much our amethyst crystal farm, which I guess kind of got outdated the second we started building our farm over there. But our first thing that we did, I was honestly very proud of this, guys. I did this in a way too small of a space, but I was still able to make it work. And you guys can always see we always have everything pretty much maxed out. I wonder why those aren't maxed out right now. But I wonder why it's not pulling out. It should be able to pull out right there. Whatever. I don't really know what's happening, but it's okay. But I was actually very proud of myself being able to make this, because it was very hard to make, and I had thought a lot about building it, and it was really good, like brain exercise, getting all going and such. After that, we started building some farms over here. Now, these farms aren't the best farms, but they did their job, I guess you can say. If I were to do this differently, I'd probably make bigger farms, because this is a bit too small, and I think if I were to do it again, I'd use the Apotheosis one to get the spawn eggs, and then you can pick up broken spawners and place the new ones down, and using that, you can actually get spawners, and you can change it with the like certain like blocks and stuff. I think you can make it spawn faster and have spawn more. And we have another spawner period. This was trying to use the revamped Soul Shard mod, which I'll be honest, I didn't really like the mod too much. I didn't like how it felt more restrictive than the previous mod, so I don't think I would probably use it again. I think I would just use the Apotheosis version of everything. And of course, our original lava source right there, which I think we still have some blaze rods in there. Nope, it looks like I sucked all of it out. See if I sucked it all out. Yeah, I probably sucked it all out. That's fine though. And of course, we have all our stuff down here with our wall of stuff, our pink slime, our bucket of meat, our extra sources for our spawner down there, and finally new stuff because mods kept getting added and we just weren't putting over here. And remember, this was our great way of getting a whole bunch of extra resources, which you guys can see we did get a whole bunch of stuff from. Mainly this leather right here. That's often like leather armor that monsters drops, and numerous amounts of iron I have everywhere, and wither skeleton skulls and stuff. The diamonds as well. After that, we started working on mechanism over here, and I guess I forgot to mention we did build that over there. Actually, before mechanism, I think we started working on. Let's sleep to get let's sleep to make the rain go away first. The rain's pretty heavy right now. Don't want to forget about our ME system, not ME system. I always get refined storage and ME system mixed up for some reason. But we did choose to go the ME system with this version, and we do get a whole bunch of crafters. And this is pretty much where I've been stocking my my transmitters. I think it's pretty funny, honestly. But over here is my unfinished roof because I never figured out what I wanted to do with it. And down here we had our we made our automatic burger generator. See, we got a whole bunch of burgers right here that we've pretty much been using to feed myself forever. It's been great. We get that later. We did mechanism first. So coming over to mechanism. We got a whole bunch of stuff over here. We got our initial. Yes, we can. Initial places of Brian. The first thing we set up was this guy right here. These were all just basic machines, but now you can see they're all. I took the limiter out of these ones, and I also actually increased this one by 4 times, and I also took the limiter out of this one as well. Back here, I did add this recently to get more salt because I never knew if we needed salt or not. And yeah, there's been a whole bunch of stuff we've done here, guys, and I think some of the last things I'll kind of show upon is our wonderful wood machine over here. I think this was actually pretty good. Then I added this so I could get the wood out of other places. I'm pretty sure with this right here, I think one of these can power about 3.5, 4 of these machines. So I should be able to keep going if I had all this going over here. And of course our Giga battery. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any more cells in there because it was just a bunch of resources, and I ended up using all my resources on big reactors. But this was also another thing that I was actually quite proud about. Just kind of super ubering our processing back here. And I did add our sulfuric acid over to here. Remember, it was what we made right back over there that we just showed with the wood. And then finally, let's check a few more things out. We had the wither over there. And if we walk all the way back over here, we did Botania over here, where we fought the Gaia Guardian and the upgraded Gaia Guardian, as well as using this to get all of our super awesome enchantings on our sword and our pickaxe, as well as if we go into here, if I can find it, our wonderful armor here. I even upgraded the mana and such in there. And of course, honestly, this was really fun to automate too. All this Botania stuff down here, if we can get in here, automating each of the flowers and figuring out a way to do this correctly by using this little random timer build over here. I wanted to kind of figure out some fun ways to do it, but this is kind of what I end up with, as you guys have seen. And of course, we can't forget our wonderful automatic flower crafter down over here. Get down here. Now, this surprisingly works really well for auto-crafting flowers. Now, I know you guys, there's a different way you could do it by not having to drop water buckets in there, but I thought this was a very fun way to do it, and it works out well, and it's, it works and it looks kind of cool as well. And then we have our Gormalaeus automation over here. There's a way down there, but we can check there with traffic stalling first. I think one of the things I was really proud about, honestly, was building this little redstone clock over here that ticks everything. And I even kept this over here because I thought it was just cool to see and how it worked. Amanda. Sorry, that just distracted me completely. But if we go back down here now, this is where the whole meat and potatoes is and everything. With all the automation stuff, we used all of these photogenic insulators to get all the basic growing crops. We had the farm over there we talked about in the Ars Nouveau area to get all the beef And then yes. We get the beef and the pork we needed, and then if we go downstairs, this is our automatic fish farm that we got going, and you can see I have so much more fish than I thought I did. Holy Toledo. As well as our way to make automatic baked potatoes and baked meat, which, if you're wondering, we're out of meat because I don't think we're out of meat actually. Raw. No, we still have some beef, so I don't know why there's no beef in there. Probably because it's full of potatoes. So what I probably have to do for this is just get an upgrade so it stops filling it with potatoes and stuff. And I know it makes no sense for me to do this now because we're already finishing, but it's still fine to do because we can get everything going. Right back at it. And what we can do to just quickly get this kick started again is just give it a little bit of a boost. So I can get those extra potatoes out and hopefully put some steak in there. Steak. There we go. We'll just pump these potatoes back in there. I should get the steak going perfectly. And let's go back upstairs. We can head back all the way over to our area over here. Looks like I need to get myself some levels first. What was it called? We get this to work. Yes. Let's get some of these guys out so we can just teleport around. The next thing we did was finally work on our space station over here. Now, we initially started over there, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I ended up going to this little fancy space station over here. Oh, and I completely forgot there's a ladder right there. So we go back down here. The first thing we did was work on a fission reactor that was right here. However, I ended up moving it on both sides because I wanted to put the SPS right here in the middle of everything, which you can still see is making some stuff for us. But what I did next was, sorry, I just brain farted right there, was I put the kind of like the outcome of each of these guys in these small chambers, what are they called, compact machines, so that we can have all this kind of stuff in one area, because this is a spaceship, and it is hard to actually have enough space in here without building a giant ship. And we've already mastered space warp travel using antimatter as our fuel, so want to be able to conquer space-time continuum as well. And of course, downstairs, we have our super compact fissile fuel generator, which is generating fissile fuel for all of our things, even the one in the mine dimension, as you guys seen before. Got a whole bunch of processing going on, and of course, we also have our sulfur back here that, as I mentioned, we are all making once in one place, which I think is the best way to do it, because that stuff it's just easier making a whole bunch at once and then adding onto it, instead of doing what I did earlier and just make one small piece for it. But this is where we finished off, guys. It may have seemed like a pretty fast tour. I am fully sure how to do these final episodes. I haven't really done a Minecraft series before, so I don't know what you guys want me to do for wrapping up. This is kind of my best thought process was like just give a little bit of a tour around and kind of go down memory lane. As we can see here on my time in the bottle, I had 260 hours on here plus 15 because that's how much time I don't have on the bottle. That is 275 hours on the world so far, and I'm probably going to spend here a bit longer because I still need to wait until we get that pickaxe going. So let's go back to home, and let's just see how far the pickaxe has gone. It's probably not gone far enough, but we can always just see. Hopefully in the last few minutes we're able to get at least something going on here. But it seems like we still have a while to go, so I'm probably going to leave this going for a whole bunch longer. And just let it go until we get the tier 2 pick. Sorry, not tier 2 pick. It's the SS tier pickaxe, and just kind of go from there. We can look about that, then kind of sign off on the episode because I didn't really have anything else planned for this. All right, guys, I've been AFKing for so long that it's actually the next day now, and as you can see here, my pickaxe is very, very close to getting SS tier. So what I thought I would do is wait for this guy to get a little bit of the pool up, and we can see if we can just get this upgraded to SS right now. So let's throw it in here, and what I found out, guys, is that you can actually speed boost this, and it sucks it in a lot faster. So hopefully we can get it to SS tier with us right now. Hopefully. Looks like I didn't save up enough mana for it to happen. But we're pretty close to there. What I'm going to do, guys, is I might just save up a little bit more mana and hope that gets us to there. So guys, I'm gonna let this guy suck it maybe another 5-10 minutes of solid mana collecting will be enough for me to get this going there. Unless it wants to do it in the next 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you done? Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm going to wait for this to get done and probably wait another 5-10 minutes for it to get enough mana. Then I'll come back with you guys. We can just time the bottle it all the way up. Hopefully it gets us to that SS rank. Okay guys, I went ahead and just pretty much was editing this video, and doing that I was able to collect, I think, a decent amount of mana that should hopefully be enough for us to get to the SS tier. So let's just pop this guy in here and give it a good old smack with the time of the bottle, which I think that means right there that we have enough, maybe, into it. We'll let it soak up a little bit more. We'll let it soak the entire pond up, actually. Hopefully that gets us to the SS tier. Hopefully third time's a charm, and just to make sure, I did go ahead and get my mana tablet. I'm just sucking as much mana as I can and just dropping it over here and hoping it's enough. So let's go ahead and just drop the pickaxe in here and hope we can get ourselves SS tier. Go back to the time of the bottle and just let it suck it all the way in. I'm pretty sure it will stop sucking once it gets to SS tier, so we should be able to find out that pretty fast at the very least. So let's check it. And guys, we are at the SS tier. I don't know why I can keep sucking mana, but that's fine. So we have the SS tier pickaxe, guys. What I need to do now is I need to pull my guy out right here, and that should automatically fill up if we activate this guy now. The SS tier should be able to mine a, I think, 11 by 11 area. So if we come over to the mining dimension quickly, right, my mining dimension is down here, not in there, and we just go ahead and click a few times and see how it works. We can see that. Where did I do it earlier? I tested it somewhere else. I tested it right over here. Now, I don't know if this works on dirt, but we can see that pretty fast if it will or not. Yes. You can see here, even though it is a smaller area than the Infinity tools over here, it is still very, very nice. What does it say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So a 9 by 9 area, and we just got a tale of 6 trillion years and a night. Dig through the world using a Terrashatterer. SS Terrashatterer. Let's see if we can keep going down. Let's see how far we can go down. Let's see how fast. I want to get to there we go, some stone. Let's see how fast we can mine down. And just, yeah. So guys, this was the final goal I had this series. Now, as I mentioned, I kind of ran out of stuff to do that I kind of feel like I'm getting a bit more aimless now. So I thought it'd be a good time to end the series here on a higher note than if I just, drag on doing another 10 episodes of random stuff that may not even be that interesting, but just kind of squeezing it dry. So, I'll be ending the series here, guys. I still haven't chose which mod pack to do next. I do have some recommendations already in chat, whether it's a Skyblock or I think someone else mentioned Dragamon, but I want to leave it open a little bit longer before I choose what I actually go with. I may end up writing a community post once I actually choose the mod pack I go with, so you guys won't have to just suggest something and then not have it be heard because I've already chosen by then. But this is the best time as any, I think, to end the series. And I think what we can do to end the series is just launch into space, maybe. So if we, let's see if I have a rocket first. If I don't have a rocket, I don't know if I want to do that. At least, I think I have a rocket over here, right? Yeah, we'll just go with the plain old tier 1 rocket and get ourselves to space. Now I should have some rocket fuel in here. And we can just, oops. Might need to fill the rocket up with fuel before we go into space here. So now we got some fuel going, and let's just get in here. Get into the first person, or the third person here. And guys, thank you very much for watching this Direwolf20 119 mod pack series here. I've had so much fun with it, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching it. I very much look forward to doing the next series with you guys, and hope you guys enjoy that as well. Once again, guys, thank you very much for watching this episode, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. See you guys next episode, or next series, really now.